Hello, everybody, and welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to the match reaction show. It's finished Liverpool nil, Brighton 1, and I said it on Sunday when we talked. I used to I said, well, the eyes will be on the Manchester City game because the Brighton game is, you'd expect Liverpool to win. And after that, I saw the Tottenham game and I said, you know what, the Brighton game is probably going to be tough and not necessarily the easy win that we all think it might be. And so it has proved. I think Brighton played incredibly well in this game, and in many ways they played very similar to the way they played against Spurs, which is just defend properly, but then quickly break. Make sure that you have enough players in attack when you're attacking. It's a little bit different with Liverpool because it's Liverpool. You've got to be a little bit more respectful. They're probably a team that were in better form than Spurs were, so you want to give them that respect. And it just, I mean, but still, you still expect Liverpool to have some answers, and they just didn't today. Again, they didn't today. I was a little bit surprised with the starting lineup. I thought he would have given either Ben Davies or Ozan Kabak a go. And I know they, it's the new signings, you're bringing them in. But you know what? I mean, at the end of the day, it's been 2 days since they've been at the club. They've been playing, at a certain level. They've been playing for Preston. They've been playing at Schalke. It's not like, that you're in preseason kind of mode, right? Where you're coming in the summer, you're coming on the deadline day, and you haven't played at all. That's not the case. You've been playing football, so you just come into the side. Maybe you're not used to the pace, but I thought it would just been a good way to get them up to speed for the City game, or at least test them out and see if they could get up to speed for the City game. I mean, I was just surprised. But again, they played Nat Phillips and Jordan Henderson. I don't think anybody had a bad game as such, for Liverpool in defense. But the issue with that is when Jordan Henderson plays in defense, when Fabinho plays in defense, you lose that little bit in midfield. You lose that little bit of creativity or that energy in midfield. And it just doesn't, for some reason it's not, it doesn't, it changes the dynamics of the team. So that was just my thinking on that. I kind of get where people are coming from, and I get, yeah, you know what, probably not up to speed, probably shouldn't be starting anyway. Logically, that's what you would do. But I just felt surprised that he didn't bring them on, or that he didn't start them. That's just me though. And obviously, people think differently, and I'm okay to accept that I'm wrong and that maybe I'm a bit over ambitious in that. But that goal, I think, the way that Brighton scored, it was incredible. I mean, I don't think Trossard had any idea that the ball was going to touch him. Alzate hits it. He probably doesn't hit it as well. That takes Trossard. It goes in. There's not a lot you can do about it. But sometimes that's, you make your own luck, right? You keep fighting, you keep battling, and if the other team doesn't take the chances, then as one of these chances pops up for the other team and they take it. That's just how it works. That's just how football works, and it worked that way for Brighton today. I thought they were full value for the win. I think they defended very well. They actually probably had more shots. They had more shots on target than Liverpool as well. So it's not that they weren't creating chances. They were. I just thought the all-round game for Brighton was just brilliant, and they're going to be a match for any team in this league. I think they won't be in any trouble relegation-wise. I don't think that's going to be a problem for them this season based on the form that they're in right now. But it'll be interesting to see where they finish. I think they could probably they can probably start dreaming about a top 10, top 12 finish. I mean, it's very tight in that top 10, but when you're looking at the teams already that are lined up there, you've got the big six, obviously, and then you've got Leicester who are going to be in there. You've got Aston Villa probably going to be in there, and that gives you 8, and Everton as well, so that's 9. Then you've got, think, are Southampton going to be able to maintain their form after what happened yesterday? Is there a chance for maybe somebody else to come in? Because Newcastle aren't doing that well. Well, I mean, it's a little bit tight there at the moment to think about who's going to be in there. But you probably get the 6, and then plus Leicester, West Ham, Everton, and West Ham are there as well. So you probably have to include West Ham and Aston Villa as well. So it might be tough to get a top 10, but maybe they might think about top 12, But I think they'll be comfortable. Brighton, I think, based on what we are seeing right now, and that could obviously change. Things change very quickly in this league this season. It's just so difficult to predict anything. But I think from Liverpool's point of view, there's now, I think this is a defining moment, and we said it. If these next 2 or 3 games that they were going to have before the last game were going to be critical going into the City game, and they've now, they managed to beat Spurs, which was a massive boost. They managed to beat West Ham, again, absolutely important, but then they've lost today. And you just feel now that this City game now is Liverpool's last stand, pretty much. They've got to win that one to have any chance of winning the title. They've got to win that game. I'm not sure if even winning that game will be enough. Maybe not. But they need to win that game to have any chance of a title defense. They need to win that game. So It really puts a lot of pressure on that. But that's, we'll look into that game on Friday when we do the preview. We'll look there. But I mean, for now, we just gotta admire Brighton and the way they played today. And I thought that they were defensively good. This is a good blueprint for other teams to look at as well. And I think it was very similar to the way Burnley played as well. I think Burnley probably didn't create as many chances as Brighton did. I think Burnley relied on a fortuitous penalty award, whereas in Brighton's case, they actually did create a lot of chances and they were very enterprising in attacks. So they had that momentum for them going. It's interesting for me though. I mean, they just present a few selection headaches now for Klopp for the game against Liverpool. Do you go with Henderson and Phillips in defense? Do you try and bring in one of your defenders who hasn't played for Liverpool yet, but you bring him in and you try to put Henderson in midfield? Because I thought James Milner today, for the first time probably in his career, I think today he looked like he's someone who's at the end of his career, someone who's probably now winding down. He looked like that today, and maybe it's because he's played a lot of games that he shouldn't be playing at his age. Maybe it's the fact that he's slowing down. I don't know what it is. But today, I think we saw. And this is again my personal opinion. You can tell me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But I think today, the way I saw James Milner play, I thought today, for the first time to me, it looked like James Milner doesn't look like like he's normally he plays like he's a 25, 26-year-old. But today, I think he looked like he was 35, 36-year-old. He looked like a player who's towards the end of his career as opposed to start. So I don't think he should be starting against Manchester City. I think Curtis Jones, in the 30 minutes that he played, he looked really good. I think Liverpool, and maybe it was a case of Brighton starting to sit deep and protect what they had, but I thought Curtis Jones coming on gave them a lot of energy and a lot of drive. And he did the same in the last game as well against West Ham. So, there's something that I think Curtis Jones, for me, I would start Curtis Jones, and I would look at starting maybe a midfield three of Thiago, Jones, and Henderson might work, because Firmino is not going to be available most likely. So you're probably looking at Jones, Henderson, and Thiago. That would be my midfield. If not, but then you've got to find a place for Wijnaldum. So if you are not able to get Henderson in, then you're probably looking at Jones, Wijnaldum, and Thiago to start. Now, would that midfield work? I don't know, but I think it's worth trying. I think that's probably got to be the midfield, three that he's got to look at. Jones probably has to be in there. My ideal midfield probably, the decision is, do you put Henderson in midfield and go that way, or do you then play Henderson in defense and sacrifice that? So it's a risk for taking. But again, that's something that we'll probably have to discuss in the preview. It's interesting. I mean, I thought Kelleher looked good as well. I mean, even if Alisson is not available, I think Kelleher will be a good choice. It was a good shot today. I think he made a couple of very good saves from Brighton's side. Those three defenders. I mean, the Dunk, Webster. I forget the name of the third person, but I mean, those three defenders just looked absolutely incredible. The way they played. I thought Dan Burn was great on that left back role. He's probably not a player who should be playing as a left wing back, but he plays that role very well. And I think the one benefit that he offered playing in that left wing back role was that every time the ball went on the right, he could go forward and he could come in and wait for the cross. And he was actually a genuine threat on crosses. Normally, left wingers or left wing backs, these days they're not threats on crosses to score from headers, but he is one of those players who could be. So the issue was every time they were going, there was a genuine threat on that left wing back side every time the ball went on the right. So they kept Liverpool on their toes. I think that's something that maybe could be explored as well going forward. I thought he was absolutely excellent in that role. I think the only thing about Brighton is they do everything right in the lead up to a goal. They make the right passes, they make the right choices, they win the ball back really quickly, really well. They make sure that teams don't get close to their goal. They win the ball, they break quickly, they get into the dangerous areas. It's just that finishing that's lacking, and it happens quite too often with Brighton. And that's the reason why it's Brighton, right? I mean, if Brighton had good finishers, we wouldn't be talking about Brighton, as a mid-table team. We'd be talking about them as potential European contenders for European spots. Just making that clear. We'll be talking about them that too, but that's just the thing that they lack. It's just that finishing, that aspect of it, and maybe they need better finishers, maybe they need to better players with better composure, better temperament. But it's just that one thing that lacks. They do everything right up to the point of scoring, and then they don't, and then something happens, and either they put it wide or they hit it straight at the goalkeeper, or the goalkeeper puts off a good save. Whatever it is, they normally don't score. But in the last two games, what they've done very well is they've scored a goal, and they made sure that the other team has not been able to get any goal scoring opportunity. So that's helped them. It won't always work. You can't always win every game 1-0. So they'll need their scorers to step up. But I think for the last two games it's worked well. I think that's something that's gonna work well for them. And as long as they keep that going, I think that would be good for them. I think those 6 points, they probably weren't expecting it, but they've got it, and those are vital 6 points to get at this stage of the season, just to get the momentum going. And hopefully they can build on that. Maybe get some good results under their belt. See where the season goes from there. I think that there's something there for them to work on. Graham Potter deserves a lot and a lot of credit for what he's been able to accomplish at Brighton, particularly taking over from Chris Hughton when he did. That's just brilliant. So there's a lot of good things to say about Brighton. I think at the end of the day, that's what we're probably going to be focusing on, is the fact that Liverpool didn't play badly. I think Brighton just played very well. They had a game plan and they executed it very well. I think Liverpool probably had a game plan and they couldn't execute it today. That's just what it is. I think the issue, I think, for Liverpool also is the fact that their front three have been playing a lot. They have been playing a lot. They are being overplayed. I mean, there's their Mane is out for now. So they're having Salah, Firmino. Firmino's badly out of form. Salah has been having to carry the goal scoring burden for a long time. He's the only one who's been consistently scoring. He needs to keep scoring. So there are lots of issues there for Liverpool to work. And the players the one player that's supposed to help them out, Diogo Jota, is also injured. And I just feel that Klopp might look back at that Michelin game at the end of the season, and he's probably going to be wondering, did I need to play Jota in that game? Should I have just kept him at home? Should I just have rested him as well? Did I need to play him in that game? And the answer to that is no. There was absolutely no reason for you to play Jota. Yeah, he's a reserve striker. He's not got, you want to give him minutes and starts, but I just felt that was not a game that he needed to play. I think he just had to be careful with that one. But he might look back at that Michelin game and wonder if that was the game where Liverpool's season sort of unraveled, and came away. Maybe not. We don't know what will happen. And it's hindsight's always 2020, isn't it? So you got to look at it that way. But I think that game might have been the turning point for Liverpool's season in some ways. But there's also now a second straight defeat at Anfield for Liverpool. They've not scored a goal at Anfield as well for 3 games running. These are incredible things when we think about it from a certain perspective. Like, I mean, when you think about how Liverpool played against Crystal Palace, and then they come into, and then since then, what's happened since then, and the fact that they had this amazing unbeaten run at Anfield, and it's come to an end, and now they've lost again. I mean, it's just so many things to think about. But there's always a but. Things can change very quickly. So there's still a slight small glimmer of hope. And Liverpool will hopefully cling on to that and maybe look at something that they can do against City. Because if you win against City, then everything changes again. So there's still hope, even if it's only 0.00001% in some people's minds. Maybe some people's a bit more, but there's still chance. And so they'll have to look at that. But we'll get to that on Friday when we do the preview show. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, the final result: Liverpool 0, Brighton 1. Amazing performance from Brighton. Brilliant win for Brighton, and yet again defying the odds, and yet again showing that there's no home advantage this season in the Premier League. There just isn't home advantage, at least for the bigger teams. There isn't. So thank you for watching. Please do smash a like if you enjoyed the video. If you're not a Liverpool fan and you enjoyed the result, you can smash a like as well, and also send in your comments. Let us know what you think. What do you think of Brighton's performance? What do you think of Liverpool's performance? What do you think needs to change for the City game? Is there any hope for Liverpool for the City game? Let me know in the comments. Always love hearing from you guys. And also, please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Always love to keep producing these videos, and your support really helps with that. Really helps in keeping on making these videos. So please do subscribe, and I would really appreciate your support. So thank you so much for watching. Take care. Have a good day or night, whatever you're watching, whatever time you're watching this. Congratulations to Brighton fans. Congratulations to Liverpool fans. We'll see you again soon. I don't know if I'll be doing a video tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. I know Tottenham Chelsea, that's a big game, but we'll see how. There's other commitments that might take us. So we'll see if I'm able to do one. But if not, I'll be back on Friday with the preview for the weekend games. So stay tuned for that. All right, take care. Bye bye.